Good evening, gentlemen. It is your boy Sirius. Welcome to today's stream. And the topic of today is hypocrisy. And it is something that should definitely be dealt with because let's keep it real. I'm very sick and tired of the very same men that are doing their best to try to say, "Oh, she is accountable." No, she is accountable. Every woman is accountable, but they're not willing to take accountability for themselves. Don't throw stones when you live in a glass house. Well, let me go and see who's in the chat. Father No was good. Scattered thoughts. Sigh. Richard R. Father No again. Super Turbo Death Shark, of course. Welcome back. Spider. Uh, Joy was good. D Man. All right. Pretty much everybody's up in the building. Let me go ahead and add the one, the only, the Great Ghost was good.
Hey, good evening. Major heat wave here of all things.
Yeah, it's a heat wave, but at the same time, where I'm at is going to be snowing sometime next week. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on at this point? I was told that I was too drunk to even do a stream. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I'm actually doing just fine, in my opinion.
I don't know.
No. I'm just letting you know.
Right.
There's a few group of people that honestly thought that I was too drunk to even do a stream today. I'm like, okay, that's where you're wrong. First off, because I didn't even drink like that today. But even if I did, I guarantee you, I would still pull off a stream.
Yeah, you've pulled off a stream more slosh than this, so
Exactly, which pissed me the fuck off earlier today. I'm not gonna name who it is, but the people that had that condescending behavior of, oh, you're drunk, so you just, you need to go to sleep, you need to do this, do that. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. I said on their stream, and I said on this stream right now. I'm doing it real good. Actually, in fact, I have a good old Coke and rum right next to me as well. Talking about I can't do a stream. Get the fuck out of here. Clearly, you don't know who the fuck I am. Clearly. So I'm gonna leave it at that. And whoever knows, knows. If you don't, it's all good. But the Great Ghost, when it comes to the topic today about hypocrisy, well, and what I mean by that is how men have all these things to say about women, but as soon as a man is being held accountable, they have a big issue. Like, have you noticed that these days?
honestly, not really. Like I was initially when you told me the title, I didn't know the context, so I was making the thumbnail assuming that it would be, female hypocrisy we're talking about, and then it was like, nah, it's this dude pulling some trash shit. It's like, all right, we're going down that route today.
Oh, it's on both ends, and we already know we're gonna hold these. We already know we're gonna hold these women accountable. But when it comes to men these days, they. I ain't talking about majority of men, but the select few of men, they truly believe that they don't have to be held accountable. And you saw the video, right?
Yeah, honestly, I got about 8 minutes through it, and then was like, "Fuck this guy."
Well, do you mind if I play it one more time?
My brain will endure.
It is something that is very important to address because I don't know if he's a glowy or is a straight up incel, right? The actual definition of incel, involuntary celibate.
No. Here's the. I wouldn't buy that because he was too precise with what he was asking. Like there was too much focus and not enough anger. It felt more like frustration because he couldn't get you to say what he wanted you to say, rather than like he was actually raging out.
I think that's the case because I'm like, ain't no way no sane person will believe what this guy is talking about right now. What he was trying to put across. That was beyond fucked up in my opinion.
So
Let me go ahead.
I guess yeah, play it for context.
Yes. Let me go ahead and share this bad boy. I got my tabs all fucked up. My bad. Do you see it?
Yeah, I see it.
All right. Everybody in the chat, if you haven't seen it, I'm going to show it to you right now on why I'm pretty much making this stream in the first place. Let's go ahead and play this bad boy. Oh shit, what the fuck? Oh, okay. Wrong channel. Let me play it. Warlock, you there?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Yeah, I rewinded it. It's all good. It's Warlock, you there?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
What's up, Yeetus? How you doing?
Man, today has been a very busy day, but it's going to end on a good note because I am going to be making some smoked salmon. Just to let you know, I did get my smoked salmon. But let's go ahead and continue.
Good, good. So let's keep this short, man.
What's good?
I'm a fan of your channel, man. I think you're doing a wonderful job, and it sucks that your channel has seen a very slow growth after you hit the 12K and then 13K and then it slowed down. But I've been watching you for some time. But I want to ask you about this.
Okay.
What's your problem with what Charlton? What's his name? Charlton White, the guy that went on Fresh and Fit. What's your problem with the guy?
So playing a character or not, the fact that he boasts about doing the things that he did towards not just any women, but specifically he went towards white women, whether it's true or not, when it comes to drugging and taking advantage of these women. It's not really just Charles himself. He's one thing in itself. My main issue is with Fresh and Fit, that platform that guy in the first place when it comes to that situation, and didn't and had no pushback. Didn't say, hey man, like what actually went, what happened actually, or bro, what you're doing is fucked up, or all that. Because once again, graping is wrong no matter how you put it. So once again, it's definitely completely fucking different if a person consented to the situation, but there was no consensual stuff when it comes to Charleston White. So it was a red flag in itself that this guy was trying to defend him. Yeah, you have anything to say about what was talked about so far?
Like the very question of what's your problem is like, I'm sorry, was this guy known for anything but going on Fresh and Fit and outing himself for this kind of stuff? Like, did he have anything else going on?
He did, but his presence wasn't as known until he went on Fresh and Fit.
But that's the thing, is like, dude comes on and admits this kind of stuff, and then this guy and this Warlock dude pops up and goes, "Well, what's your problem with this guy?" It's like, what?
Yeah, it's definitely insane, and surprisingly, there are people that are defending this guy.
I mean, my expectations for humans are so low that I can't say I'm surprised, but
all right, but I'm gonna go ahead and continue this video. Let's see what other crazy shit this guy has to say. And I don't give a fuck if like, oh, I was a kid. I was just a kid. I don't want to fucking hear it. I really don't. Because there's countless teenagers that know that, maybe doing things without somebody's consent, it's not really a good idea, and it's morally wrong and lawfully wrong.
Okay, but are you sure you're only being vocal about your opinion because you don't like Fresh and Fit?
No, I'm also vocal because I don't like rapists, let alone self-proclaimed bragging about proud rapist.
What a controversial position to hold. I don't like it when people perform an illegal act. Are you there, Yeet? Yeet, you there? I don't know. Maybe something came up.
I made my shit. I made my shit on mute. But would you say that there will be some alarms going off in your head with this conversation so far, or
Well,
would
I
it
mean,
be
at this point, like I assumed that this guy is coming from Fresh and Fit's audience.
I wouldn't even say that he comes from that audience personally.
Well, no, but here's the thing: like as soon as it goes like, "Oh, are you sure you're not just doing this because you don't like Fresh and Fit?" Like,
I think he's trying to get me to the gotcha moment.
Yeah, I agree. It's just like, what's the intent behind someone coming in for the gotcha moment?
Glowy.
Yes, glowy. But keep in mind, we don't call Fresh and Fit fed and simp for no reason.
Agreed. I agree with that one. Let's go ahead and see what else he has to say. Because I'm telling you, as the time goes on, chat, you will know when my signal from my gut was going off like crazy.
So would you still have something to say if you were to appear on a channel that you fuck with?
Yes. Because if he was around where I'm at, he would have been dealt with. I'm gonna keep it real.
You know, it's a little hard for me to believe that because of everything that you talk about, which I agree. When you talk about these fee fails and shit, it's like all these false accusers, and yet I mean, it comes across kind of like white knighting a little bit.
So he's supposedly a fan of my channel, but then he turns around and says some bullshit like that.
This is where it gets funny to me. Is like, have you ever used the word fee fails?
No.
Precisely.
I've never done before. So this guy definitely shows me some older millennial vibes. So on top of that, he's definitely glowy.
Like you try again, very much hello fellow kids kind of sensation here. It's like, you don't sound legit.
He doesn't at all, and I'm telling you, man. Well, you already know, but I'm telling you, chat. It gets worse. It gets worse. Let's see what else he has to say. Anybody taking advantage of somebody else is completely fucked up. He should be buried underneath the prison. When it comes to graping, you need to be put out of your fucking misery, in my opinion. Which is true.
Yeah, man, I'm not feeling it.
There's no excuse. Like, how the fuck are you not feeling it? How the fuck are you not feeling it? How? Unless you're a sick fuck yourself, or you're
Wait.
definitely goddamn glowy.
Yeah, it's like he says, like if people who commit that act should be buried, is like, and someone doesn't go, yeah, I'm in. Yeah, I get that. Like that is immediately like, what the fuck, dude?
You're telling me that, oh, I don't feel it. What the fuck?
Yeah, I ain't
What
feeling
the
it.
fuck? Like, I'm telling you, man, if we were in person, we would definitely be scrapping right now. I'm gonna let you know right now. I don't really have as much patience as you do or somebody else would have. I don't have the patience. We're fighting.
Yeah,
I really don't.
yeah. Here's the big thing, Yeet. I don't fight to teach someone a lesson. If it escalates to physical
I don't teach
conflict,
election. I'm whooping ass.
yeah, no. Like whooping at. Like, let me put it this way, Yeet. When I fight, one of us is going home in a body bag. Like there's
Are you
no
telling me
there's
you
no
fight?
ass there's no ass whooping. It's
You fight to
either
kill? Are you really gonna go that far? Are you sure?
what's the point of fighting otherwise?
What do you mean? Like there's other reasons to fight to not go
Why?
to that
Why?
point.
You think that kicking his ass is going to change his mind?
Yes and no. It depends on. Honestly, it really does depends on the person.
Not like if I'm escalating to violence and risking the potential jail time for it, I'm going in for M2.
Well, you know about self reflection and all that stuff, right? Because men are way more likely to do self reflection.
Yeah. Sorry, 2 seconds. I'm getting buzzed.
It's all good. But chat, I'm sure you guys understand. When it comes to a 1v1 fight, especially when it comes to a man, men are way more likely to conduct some type of self reflection, whether they win or lose the fight. Men are willing to, on their way home, be like, you know what? Maybe I was a little bit too mean. Maybe I was saying some crazy shit. There was a lot of things that I shouldn't have said, what that was said, that led to that fight. And hopefully they will act accordingly after that situation. Which I've seen personally, that does happen. That does happen. And ass kicking really does. And ass kicking really does change a man more likely than not. It really does. Because once again, we had to live with reality as men. We have to live with fucking reality of is either kill or be killed, fight or get beat the fuck up and get stomped the fuck out. So if you're on the losing team, I will say that it's definitely way more likely of a man to say, you know what, I did go too far. I did say this. I did say that. And it got me in the situation in the first place. Let me go ahead and correct myself. Women don't do that. They don't do that. Because how many times women actually fight?
Yeah. Like, let me quote Machiavelli here to give you like my reasoning.
Okay.
If an injury has to be done to a man, it should be so severe that his vengeance need not be feared.
Okay. Wait. Because I know about Machiavelli.
Yeah.
He was he was all about the kill. Especially at the time of his political career. He was all about the kill. He was all about making sure that his enemies don't get back up. And I don't blame him. I really don't blame him.
That's the thing. He lived in a time where like your enemies would not hesitate to do it to you. Do you really think that we are in such times that we can afford to be so lenient?
I would say no. I don't believe that.
Like we're in an era where assault can get you in prison easily.
Agreed. Like to the point where if you look at a woman the wrong way, if you're in like Scotland or I forgot which country it was, and if you look at a woman the wrong way, you can potentially go to jail for up to 6 years.
Yeah. So at
So I
that
agree.
point, it's like why hold back? Because you know what the result is. Like the result of my policy.
What would be the result of the policy? Yeah. I'm curious. What
No
would be
one dares throw hands with me.
So you'll be the type of person that I don't fight just to fight. I fight to kill.
That's the thing. It's like if you're gonna throw hands with me, you better be prepared to go to jail for M2 or go to the morgue yourself.
Okay, I see what you're coming from because there isn't not too many men that are there's plenty of men that are willing to fight, but there isn't that many men out there that's willing to put their life on the line. If you know what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
So I agree with you. I agree with that.
And like the same thing, like if I'm up against someone who's more powerful than me, it's the same policy, except look, even if I know I'm gonna lose, it's like, okay, you know what? I may guarantee a loss and I may end here in a morgue, but I'm taking your eye with me. So is my life worth your eye? Think on that before you make another move.
It depends how much I hate you.
Exactly. And I mean, if someone hates me enough that they're willing to go that far, then you know what, whatever. Like I earned it. But like you better be willing to go Cyclops if you want to take me out.
That is true. You're definitely not wrong. You're not wrong about that aspect because once again, not too many men are willing. And I'm talking to you, Chad. There's plenty of men out here in the world, plenty, are willing to fight, but they're not willing to die. If you get what I'm talking about, Chad. They're willing to fight, but they're not willing to die.
And like I work with guys who like grew up around that kind of hard knocks, like you settle things with your fists, and it's like, nah, that ain't me. I ain't the kind of guy who like if you fight with me, it ain't no fucking game. It ain't playground rules where you can just agree to some conflict. Two adult men throw hands, that is lethal.
Are you willing to give up your life? Like honestly, I wouldn't ask that, but you need to be willing to give up because once again, the last few moments of a person's life, you can see the true colors. Like I took that from The Dark Knight with Heath Ledger Joker.
No, but it's further than that because it's not just that. Because again,
you know what I'm saying? Like they were talking hard shit, but as soon as their life is on the line, all of a sudden they do a 180.
Yeah, no, but there's the other thing too. Consequences for it because like an assault, people might not press charges for an assault. They will absolutely press charges for M2. Like there will be consequences if there's a body.
If they can find it.
If someone better bury me deep. Like, that's the thing. Like,
yeah.
Like if you're gonna conflict with me, you better have a plan to keep yourself out of prison on top of being willing to put me in the ground.
Once again, if I really have a problem with you, I'm not really going to have an issue.
Yeah.
If I lose the war, like I'm not gonna have a nah. Like it is what it is.
Oh yeah, no, that's the thing, and I accept that.
How do you say? The game is the game.
Yeah, that's the thing. If someone really does despise me that much, they can do it. But then anyone who just wants to throw hands for intimidation purposes or to show me who's boss, like, nah, you ain't doing that without being ready to truly commit.
Agreed. See, how do I explain it? There was a few times in my life I do get into like a good old like fisticuffs. But there was definitely a couple times where, like, we're not fighting to fight; we're fighting to live.
And
If you know what I'm talking about.
well, you've got military experience, so I imagine that you've got a lot more fight to live experience than I do.
It's definitely a whole different ball game. So I definitely understand where you're coming from when it comes to somebody trying to, you know, come at you like they're hot shit. But as soon as you're like, okay, it's gonna be me or you, but I'd rather it be you, the whole demeanor changes.
And at the same time, it keeps me from throwing hands unnecessarily as well. Because it's like, am I willing to go in for M2 or the morgue for this?
Yeah, that's why I don't mess with people that have little to nothing to lose. Like honestly, I don't mess with those type of people. Because honestly, like, what do they have to lose? They really don't have anything to fucking lose.
And
So
in addition, like I've done some martial training. The only reason that I don't have a double digit body count is because we wore body armor specifically to prevent such an occurrence.
agree. Well, body armor is very uncomfortable, but I see what you're talking about.
It was fencing, so it was like that kind of
Oh,
body
fencing. Oh, okay.
But
I
that's
thought you
the
were talking
thing.
about like the heavy shit.
No, just fencing stuff. So like it's enough to make sure that you don't end up puncturing people's hearts and lungs with your big pointy metal stick.
People are not. Can you explain what's going on? The most recent comments.
Uh, with which one?
They're Las
Oh,
Vegas, goddamn, and Edom saying Gray has killed dude.
No, I haven't. But that was but the combat that I was trained in, it's originally designed to be lethal. Like there's no, like I'm not exactly an expert in martial arts where like you're putting someone in a submission hold or you're putting some blows to stun them. I've been instructed in the art of putting a thin piece of metal into someone's heart and lungs and dropping them then and there.
Yeah, just know I know where your major arteries are located. I can't really say much more. I know where your major arteries are located.
Yeah, and if I have just a piece, if I have a pointed stick, like I am more lethal than the average dude with a knife.
You know, there's a major artery under your armpit, right? Just saying. Just putting it out there. Even if you want to do any type of retaliation, you'll bleed out before they even gets to that point.
Well, that's the thing, like, especially like major artery under your arm, like that's would be almost a direct line right into your heart. So, yeah, you're gonna spurt out like a fountain.
And I'm not saying that I'm the baddest motherfucker on the planet, right? But there's some people, and I'm saying this to the entirety of people that are watching right now. There are some people you do not want to fuck with. You do not. I know people I don't want to fuck with. You understand? You want to think that you hot shit and you think that you against the world and blah blah blah. Then all of a sudden you're wondering why 3 liters of your blood is on the concrete. Just saying. Like, am I wrong, Gray?
No, like, I know tons of dudes is like I ain't messing with them, not unless I'm willing to go out because yeah,
Exactly. I do not want to. I'm not out here looking for a fight. I do these type of things if I have no choice. No choice. I don't want people to die. I really don't. I don't. But if that person wants to push the buttons and try to go that route, then I'm gonna handle it accordingly. Like once again, luckily I personally never had to deal with that in the United States. So my record is squeaky clean. Clean as fuck. But let some motherfucker trying to act all tough. Please. Because once again, I'm only 5'8". I'm only 5'8". I'm not that tall. But first off, I got them gains. And on top of that, I know how to use various items. What do you have to say about that, Gray?
I definitely ain't the strongest bugger, but I know how to use a very few weapons in a very effective way, and I know how to use footwork to cover a large distance in a very short period of time.
Yeah, and personally, I don't want you to suffer. I don't want you to suffer. I don't want you to suffer.
It's honestly impractical.
Yeah, like I wanted to make it quick and painless. Like I personally wanted to make it quick and painless if it gets to that point. Like I'm serious. Like, yeah, you can call me, oh, you're a good guy and blah blah blah. No, fuck all that. I've seen how people slowly passed away. I'd much rather end it quickly. Would you agree, Gray?
That's the thing. Like, you're not teaching somebody a lesson if they're not coming back from it. So
It'll be
there's
the
no
last
real.
lesson.
So like, there's no real point in trying to teach them a lesson on their way out.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I'm gonna read this question. He says, "You this great question for you. Do you think Sips hate being men? They weren't born at excuse me. They weren't born as Chad, so they hate themselves. That if they had the power, they would just turn themselves to women with schlongs."
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This is actually a good question.
Definitely some of them.
If you can't beat them, join them.
I mean, we already see that the answer is objectively yes for some.
Yeah. Yes. I honestly agree with your question. They will, if they have the power, they honestly turn themselves to women, because in this society today, they will be treated much better as a transformer, pretend to be women, than to actually be men in 2023. Would you agree, Gray?
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, especially since society has gone so hard on making them believe that, well, men have original sin.
Men have no, get the fuck out of here. It was Eve that was being a dumb bitch that was listening to a talking snake.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, feminists have created the new original sin of being the man. Like, the patriarchy, the sins of the past. Like, you're born a man, therefore you hold the responsibility for every perceived abuse that every man has possibly done to a woman. It's basically the societal equivalent of a girlfriend's baggage, where you are making her think of every schlong, every Chad, every bad relationship she's had before. Now she projects it all onto you. It's just on a societal level.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I completely agree with that. All the projection and shit. But let's keep it real, chat. I'm gonna say it a million times over. She was dumb enough to trust a talking snake.
That's the thing.
A talking snake.
Well,
like snakes should talk.
I don't even think it was a matter of the talking. Like, the talking snake was one thing, but I think because if I remember correctly, and I think I'm just going to go look up Genesis to see exactly what it said, but I think it was also what the snake promised, because I don't think he outright lied.
So you're saying that the snake gave Eve like a half truth?
No, I think he told her. Well, yeah, definitely a half truth, because he told her more or less what she wanted to hear. Is like, but it's the same monkey branching temptation that every woman contends with.
See, with my thing is, and once again, you guys are probably more inclined with the Bible than I am. But what from I've learned so far is Eve directly disobeyed God. And then when Eve convinced Adam to do it, Adam was too much of a fucking simp, right? Adam's like, oh, I don't want to eat it, but look at them big booty cheeks right there. Maybe she'll let me hit. He took the fucking apple and ate it as well. So her original sin is directly disobeying God.
Okay.
His sin as Adam is being a simp.
No. Here's the thing. Let me. It actually for Genesis chapter 3. I'll just quote it out here. So,
do you have it right now?
Yeah, I got it right now.
Okay.
So Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent was more crafty than any other wild animal that the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, "Did God say, 'You shall not eat from any tree in the garden?'" The woman said to the serpent, "We may eat of the fruit of the trees in the garden. But God said, 'You shall not eat of the fruit of the tree that is in the middle of the garden, nor shall you touch it, or you shall die.' But the serpent said to the woman, 'You will not die. For God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil.' So when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that was a delight to the eyes, and that the tree was to be desired to make one wise, she took of its fruit and ate, and she also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate. Then the eyes of both were opened, and they knew that they were naked, and they sewed fig leaves together and made loincloths for themselves."
Wait, so it says from the Bible, Eve gave the apple to Adam.
Let me just find the exact quote. She also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate. Yes.
Fucking stupid ass Adam. Okay.
But here's the important thing. The serpent did not lie.
He did not lie. What was his promise again? Because
he just said, if you eat this, then you will be like God, knowing good and evil.
When you put it that way, fuck. Yeah, he didn't lie.
No. In fact, he even pointed out where God had lied, because God had said, if you touch it or eat it, you'll die. And technically, that was not true.
Give me 1 second. Moon says, are you talking about Warlock Guy from yesterday's chill stream? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But also, Warlord says, no, it was definitely a lie. No.
I am quoting from vatican.va/archive/bible/genesis/documents/bible_genesis under en.html. If you disagree with this, take it up with the Vatican.
Just like a half truth, or he didn't disclose all the concepts. Whoa, that's pretty much what we're putting across.
That's the thing. Like, did he tell a half truth? Yeah, he didn't say the full consequences. Didn't say these are the repercussions of knowing good and evil. He just said, if you eat this, then you'll know good of evil and be like God. And that is true. But here's the thing. This is the same as what feminism has promised women. They said, if you do this, you will be like men. And women were like, oh, yeah, we want to be like men. And then they actually get to be men. And they're like, oh, no, we hate this. It's like, too late. You're men now.
See, when it comes to this situation, especially when it comes to, damn, you guys type way too damn quickly. When it comes to people disobeying God, I think my point still stands. Eve directly disobeyed the word of God. and Adam was a simp that went along with it.
Yeah.
I think the first big sin, well, second big sin of all humanity is a man sipping for a woman because once again, wasn't there like a structure when it comes to Christianity and stuff? Like,
Yeah, it
is
was
God
like the woman serves the man and the man serves God.
exactly? And that alone, and once again, I don't know when it comes to Genesis, I don't know, but at least when it comes to my knowledge, I think that's why God was pissed off. Like, how you gonna listen to a person that's supposed to be your equal slash
No, that they're definitely going to be inferior because according
okay,
to
I was gonna say inferior. I was gonna say inferior.
that's the thing. It is
Um
because there was a woman who wanted to be equal, and that was Lilith, and she was kicked out. But that, like, you need to get in.
is that even true? Like,
It's in the
I'm
Hebrew text. It's in the Hebrew text, not the Bible.
you sure? Because I'm getting a lot of fucking clashes per se if the Lilith story was even in the Torah or whatever they want to say. Like, there's a lot of conversation around that.
Fastest result I can pull up is Wikipedia.
Right.
Lilith is cited as having been banished from the Garden of Eden for not complying with and obeying Adam. She is thought to be mentioned in biblical Hebrew, in the book of Isaiah, and in late antiquity in the Mandaean mythology and Jewish mythology, sources from 500 CE onwards.
So was Lilith the snake? It's a speculation, you know, seeing if she was if she was a snake. It's speculation.
Technically, she was supposed to have been kicked out of the garden by this point. So,
But the fact that she was not she, but the fact that a talking snake was able to, you know, slither their way to, I don't know. I don't know if she's able to shapeshift and all that stuff.
Yeah, like there's roundabout stuff. Like, I could go further into Genesis, but at the very least, like Eve was told, "Hey, this will make you more like God," and she was like, "Oh yeah, I want that." And so then she defied God, and then Adam defied God to obey Eve.
Adam did not give up 2 ribs. If he did, he's fucking stupid.
No. Like, Eve was born from the rib, but Lilith was originally created in the same way that Adam was from clay.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, basically, God tried to make an equal and like make someone who is technically like on that equal, but then she wouldn't obey. So next time around, he was like, yeah, we'll just make her as a derivative of you. Then there should be the obedience." And then, of course, that fucked up too.
How religious are you? Are you somewhat religious? Like, you know your history or your theology?
I put myself as a 6 out of 10 on the religious scale.
Okay. I don't know this, but Punch Lord says there's at least 12 other books mentioned in biblical texts that ain't in the Bible. I've never heard of this before. Ever. I'm not saying that you're wrong, Punch Lord.
Well, keep in mind, like the Abrahamic religions include Judaism, Christianity, and Islam.
Yes.
And of course, what we know as the Christian Bible was a large collection of separate cults that were unified by the Roman Emperor Constantinople to create what we now know as the modern Bible at the Council of Nicaea. So, yeah, like there's going to be other accounts of like the Bible, and there's going to be other stories and other versions of the same stories in the Bible. So,
So
yeah.
here's a big question. Uh I blanked out for a second. I forgot what the question was.
But let me put it this. Let's put it this way though. How many different times has Spider-Man's origin story been told?
The origins?
Yes, specifically the origin. How many times has that one plot line from Spider-Man been told?
I will say not that many times.
I'm talking every single comic that retold it, every single movie that retold it, every single book that retold it, every single flashback.
Okay. Countless times.
Yeah. Does Uncle Ben die in all of them?
Yes.
Is Uncle Ben the one that told Peter, with great power comes great responsibility in all of them?
Yes, he did.
Then how much of the details actually matter?
How much of the details matter? None.
Yeah. Like, by and large, they are largely the same. Will be subtle variations, like, did he end up killing the criminal? Where did he end up killing the criminal? That's the thing. It's like, it's always Peter enters wrestling thing to make money as Spider-Man. He gets cheated out of his money and then doesn't care when a criminal robs the place. Then that same criminal ices Uncle Ben, and Peter finds out later when he catches that criminal in a fit of revenge.
Are you talking about the first movie of Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire?
That's the thing, but that's the same basic plot line. It was actually very faithful to the source material.
I'm only saying that because I'm a gigantic fan of the first movie, especially with the Macho Man. So I that's one of my top 10 all-time favorite movies, just to let you know. Spider-Man 1.
So
I got you for 3 minutes. Yeah. 3 minutes of playtime.
So point is, like how
you didn't feel anything from that? What the fuck? I did my best. You didn't feel nothing from that? Yeah, like nothing. Like,
have you not learned that I'm largely a cold bastard?
Okay.
My greatest joy in life is finding what makes people cringe and then shoving it in their faces and watching them squirm. Okay, I'm not exactly a nice person who has warm fuzzies of nostalgia.
Let me tell you what, brother. But okay, I'm gonna let you continue, man. I'll let you continue. My bad.
So that's the thing. Like, will there be multiple religious texts? Yeah, but until I find a version of the Bible that wasn't rewritten by China, that retells the story of Adam and Eve in such a way that it changes these key details that I've outlined here, it kind of doesn't matter how many different books there are.
Right.
Now, and for reference, like, do you remember the thing where Jesus said, let he who is without sin cast the first stone?
He who cast the first stone shouldn't.
Let he who is with. Okay, basically, a bunch of dudes are about to stone a hooker to death, and Jesus steps in and says, "Let he who is without sin cast the first stone." And then all the men drop their stones and walk away.
Right.
Yeah.
Because doesn't that correlate with the glass houses as well?
Yeah, but here's the thing. China rewrote the Bible, and basically where Jesus not only condoned the stoning, but said that, yeah, everybody's a sinner, so it's okay to throw stones.
Oh, damn. Okay. I did not know that.
Yeah, I need to double check exactly what it's requoted, but yeah, China's rewritten the Bible to suit their own political ends.
Cesspool endeavors. Yes. China and especially North Korea, they literally plagiarized the Bible. Look it up. It's true. They plagiarized that shit because the communist nonsense that's happening out there.
Yeah, got to eliminate all culture but their own and co-opt any culture that disagrees.
Damn, look at the people like, hey, wow, that's dark.
It was basically made so that like the regime could justify having their own politicians commit atrocities despite having their hands dirty.
Do you want to continue the video so you're able to speak your mind on this one?
Yeah. Let's keep going because there's a couple other things I wanted to hit.
Okay, because don't
You
get me
know
wrong.
me, I'll go on tangents for hours.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, we'll go on for hours. But before we continue, if you want to support your boy, Sirius, it's the link on top of the chat. Cash App / Sirius. Any donation is appreciated if my content is worthy of your investment. Thank you very much. This is going to be, I wouldn't say hilarious, but how this guy gets so frustrated because I don't, how you say, fall for his tricks. So let's play this real quick. How are you going to excuse Charleston White bragging about this shit? Like, please explain. Please explain how you're going to excuse that type of behavior, whether it's true or not.
And how the fuck are you going to excuse how these bitches rape us in a family court? How are you going to excuse that, my nigga?
Red flag right there on the spot. That's how I knew. That's how I knew, Gray. That was a complete red flag.
Yeah, it's like,
who says it like that? Like,
white dude.
It's a Fed that's too afraid to get fired or something like that. Like, he was definitely very nervous to say that word. Very nervous. Very nervous.
I mean, quite honestly, if someone comes on my channel and pulls that, it's like you are immediately kicked. Like right away, like it's set on your channel, like A or a hard R. Like YouTube don't care.
Look, even Moon herself says he said it awkwardly. He said awkward as fuck.
Yes.
So awkward. Badly stating the most basic red pill talking point and dropping it hard. I wouldn't say he dropped a hard N-word. I wouldn't say that.
No. But a solid one.
Yeah. It's like, that's why I didn't make a big deal, because I knew he wasn't about it. You know what I'm talking about? Even when I was drunk as fuck, I knew he wasn't about it. So that's why I didn't, turn up on him. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, it's like, again, like very much hello fellow kids vibes right there.
Who's the actor?
Steve Buscemi.
Oh man, the one that he was walking around with like a skateboard and stuff.
Yes, Steve Buscemi. How do you do, fellow kids?
I would dread the day when it gets to that point. I'm sorry, Gray. I would dread the day. Let's say if I'm picking up my future granddaughter, if I ever have kids, that's gonna hurt.
Huh? Like, let's be honest, if we want to know who's the real life, how do you do, fellow kids? I want you to get that image in your head right now. Picture that. It's Tim Pool. Am I wrong?
Okay. You're not wrong at all. He is the quickest one to say, "Oh, how do you doing, brethren?" Okay.
No, but he's in his mid-30s, and he's still acting like he's a freaking late teenager, 20-some-odd, who skateboards as a rebellious phase.
Yeah, and like, do you agree with Wesley when he says like, It doesn't even sound nearly that forced when his white dad, says it. It doesn't sound that forced like that.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I mean, like where I hear it doesn't even sound that forced. And I work with like, it's all basically all white dudes.
I'm surrounded by black dudes. It just throws me off when somebody says it on that. Like, even if you're not white, like, who says it like that? Like, come on, man. Nobody says it like that. Hold up. I got you. Hold up. Let's do that one time. Like, please explain how you're going to excuse that type of behavior, whether it's true or not.
And how the fuck are you going to excuse how these bitches rape us in a family court? How are you going to excuse that, my nigga?
That sounds beyond force. Is not being fucking funny. Like, I'm serious. Nobody, I never heard somebody say it like that in my life.
And again, like beyond that, he's just straight up trying to deflect. Like, he's avoided answering the question and has instead tried to turn it around back at you. It's like, dude, we have dealt with enough females to know this kind of behavior on site.
Yeah, once again, I dealt with whites, I dealt with Hispanics, I dealt with blacks, I've dealt with Asians. I've dealt with all these other ethnic groups, not just in the United States, but around the fucking world. Not once I heard them say that word in that manner. So that's why my red flags was like going crazy after that point. It was going crazy.
It's that weird, like, almost Valley Girl-esque upward inflection. Like someone squeezed his balls at the last syllable.
Oh, man, you ain't showing no fucking mercy, bro. Let's see what else he has to say. I know you pretty much almost watch everything, but this is for the chat. The chat needs to know what's your opinion on this. So I'm gonna continue. When did I ever excuse any of that ever? Like, you can look through any of my content. Not once I excuse any of that shit.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, we have priorities over here. We are facing our attention elsewhere.
Why can't men and women be held accountable for some fucked up shit? Both.
Man, we have bigger issues that we must address first. And plus,
That's what pissed me off. That's what was setting me off.
First off, it's not no. There ain't no we here, buddy. This is you. If you have bigger priorities, that's one thing. You do not speak for me on this matter.
Exactly. Talking about there's some bigger priority.
Well, we got bigger priorities. You got priorities.
How is a person taking advantage of another person for some sexual pleasure not a priority? See, and I know you already watched this, but chat, understand this. How is a person taking advantage of another person for some sexual gratification not a priority, and call them out? Let's go ahead and continue.
I'm not saying that these bitches have it coming, but we have to look out for each other. No one is going to look out for us. Do you think these bitches are just...
I'm sorry, right there. Not to say that these bitches have it coming. It's like, no, that's exactly what he's saying. You don't say a line like that unless you're
vibes or fed vibes at that point. Like,
okay, at that point, it's fed.
Okay,
this guy reached 100% of. Let's see, counterintelligence.
I know about that.
That's the thing, like counterintelligence, sabotage, like. But like you say something like that, it's like, no. You're thinking that. Not to say that they've got it coming. Yeah, that's exactly what you fucking meant, buddy. That is exactly what you meant.
I completely agree, million%. It is beyond fucked up. Beyond fucked up. And
but here's the thing. Like this is where I want to get. So he says we have higher priorities. Like okay. Here's the thing. We're not going to get revenge on these bitches for shit in the family court. And not in any sort of physical or violent sense. What's going to happen is men are going to realize the game is rigged and walk away. But if shit like this dude represent the manosphere publicly, and they're going to think, hey, the manosphere condones these kinds of heinous shit that the average person is going to find horrendous. That's the real thing. Like, did we tackle this because it was on Fresh and Fit? In a roundabout way, yes, because Fresh and Fit claimed to be a part of the manosphere. We wouldn't have shit to say about this if Vosh said it. But at the very least, we might go like, holy shit. Vosh is totally going mask off here. So
I thought you were just talking about Warlock. I didn't know he was talking about Charleston White.
That's the thing. Like, listen, we don't give a shit about Charleston White until he went on Fresh and Fit. And we only give a shit about Fresh and Fit because the algorithm pushes them to represent the manosphere. And we want new guys, new men coming into the manosphere and getting the information that they need to make smarter decisions. If Warlock and Charleston White represent the manosphere, then that's normal guys' first impressions, they're going to back the fuck off because it's clearly a freak show.
I completely agree, but what did they do when Charleston White was bragging about that shit? They was laughing with him.
But that's the thing. But it's fed and simp, remember?
Yeah, so I shouldn't be surprised. I agree.
They're not here to make the manosphere look good. They're here to line their pockets and discredit the manosphere every second of the way.
I agree. I agree with that one. Okay, I agree with that. Let's see what else this motherfucker has to say. Because, chat, you need to understand, it gets worse as the more we play this video. Gray knows himself. Let's continue.
Man, we have bigger issues that we must address first. And plus, I'm not saying that these bitches have it coming, but we have to look out for each other. No one is going to look out for us. Do you think these bitches are, just because now Pearly Things is popular, do you think she really cares about us? Fuck that.
Okay, straight up.
When the fuck? When did I ever say that?
Just to make this abundantly clear, in case there was any confusion, Charleston White is not on my side. Fuck Charleston White.
Agreed.
Like, if I had to choose between Charleston White and a fucking communist, I'd go with the communist.
I completely agree. But this person came out. First off, remember, chat, in the beginning, Warlock said that he watches my channel. He's a big fan. But then he turns around and says that I'm the one that's condoning just Pearly Things and all the other crazy shit. It doesn't sound like you're a fan, in my opinion.
No, that's the thing. Like, he's equating putting any attention on Charleston White. And you've done we haven't even done a dedicated stream to this guy. I think we maybe covered him for a little while. I don't think we've put more than an hour of talking about the dude.
No, I only talked to him, talked about him, I think, between me and you for like 40, 30 minutes, I think it was. And then I talked to Hammerhand for like 5 minutes about this guy.
So not even an hour. And you do what? Like 6+ hours of Manosphere talking points a week? the dude's basically a drop in the bucket as to what you've been talking about. Early things has been addressed. Literally everything else this guy's addressed. So it's not like we have other things to prioritize. Other things have been prioritized.
Yeah, like when the fuck did I excuse anything? When the fuck did I even back up anything that just per things even said? So much for being a fan of my channel, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like he's equating holding an admitted criminal accountable to ignoring other things which you have covered.
Agreed. I completely agree with that one. And Jaded Warlock says, I watched your channel too, and I was appalled by the shit Warlock B tried to pull. Listen, I'm gonna be real. I don't know if you're Warlock or not. Just based on your name itself. I'm sorry. I don't know if you Warlock or not.
Well, considering dude, Jaded Warlock at least has a profile picture with a custom name.
But
so, like, I'm willing to bet it's not the same guy as a dude who has no profile picture.
True. But if you're not Warlock, I completely agree with you, Jaded Warlock. He was out of fucking control with all the nonsense that he was saying. And I'm assuming that he already hold up. I'm jaded, motherfucker. I would have responded the same way. I'm sorry. I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad about it. But you guys know where we're coming from on this situation. The gatekeeping is crucial when it comes to this quote unquote manosphere, which there's no gatekeeping anymore. Let's keep it real. See, the fact that Ben Shapiro is talking about this, Tim Pool and the Quartering are talking about manosphere topics. There's no gatekeeping whatsoever.
Well, that's the thing. At this point, you basically, like, the manosphere itself can't be gatekept, and let's be honest. Like, we lost the gatekeeping of the manosphere as soon as we let a woman into the space to talk, period.
But I'm the bad guy for calling them out. I saw the comments. I saw it. I'm the bad guy for calling these bitches out. Because why the fuck, out of all the spaces that could be available to them, which is almost anything, they go to a small little area called the manosphere. Why else are they here, chat? Like, let's not act stupid. Why else are they here? You really think they give a fuck? Really? Really? They don't give two shits. They know that, hey, I can finesse these motherfuckers for top dollar. Am I wrong? Gray?
Money, energy, attention, time. That's what they're here for. Same thing they're always here for.
But I was looked at as the bad guy. Now look what's happening now. It's not just me, but Hammerhand and Under Chronic and all these other, the OGs. They were talking mad shit just because we're like, hey, there's literally no fucking reason. I repeat, no fucking reason for a woman to be in the manosphere. Emphasize, man, no sphere, man.
And meanwhile, when a man speaks on woman issues, the woman says, "Oh, well, you need to have a high body count to speak on female issues.
You don't
have no say.
You don't have a uterus.
No, specifically. Remember,
that's an excuse they put on me. Oh, you don't have a JJ. You don't have a uterus. You can't tell us what we can or cannot do when it comes to what we do with our bodies when you don't even have that shit yourself.
A woman has straight up said that a man without a body count should not have an authority to speak on a woman's body. They've legit said that. I'm pretty sure Chronic covered it a while back.
When was this? 2020? 2019?
No, it was like within the past 2 years.
Yeah, he probably covered that.
Yeah, no, that was just really funny. It's like, oh, so a man who slept with a lot of women, he has a lot of authority on the female body. Okay.
But let's go ahead and continue this video before we go on our roasting season, because once again, I have a lot to say. Woo! When I have not once said that I was against just purely things since the beginning.
Anyway, I don't want to
all my content, bro.
All right, I don't want to take so much time. Before I go, I just want to say this, man. We have to, like, no one is coming to save us. I'm not saying that what the nigga said on Fresh and Fit is right. It's just let's just pretend that he didn't say that, and let's focus on our issues.
Sorry, but I can't pretend, because I don't want to be a part of a community or society that condones any type of vocal behavior like that, or actual behavior like that, drugging up women and fucking ambushing them to be in a train that they didn't consent to. I can't. That's completely fucked up, whether it's a man or a woman, because both men and women go through similar things. In fact, men, mainly prisons, go through raping more than women, in my opinion. Am I wrong?
If you're asking me, you gotta.
Yes,
sorry, exactly. It's kind of hard to tell between like the video and you.
God damn it. Okay.
So, no, but it's the thing. It's like you're definitely not wrong in pointing that out, because like, would he want? Because is he only saying that we should look the other way because the victims were female?
That's pretty much what he's trying to say.
Well, no, that's the thing. He did. He just said, "Can we not look the other way? We have other priorities." He didn't say, "Let's look out because it's female." So, would he still be wanting to look the other way if it was male victims?
It's
or is he basically saying that so long as it's women who suffer, then we shouldn't care. We have to focus on male problems.
That's pretty much what he's trying to put across, and I was trying to stomp the shit out of that fucking narrative, because I'm like, no. Like, you honestly believe that? Because based on what he's saying, I think he honestly believes that women majorly goes through sexual assault or raping, which is not the case. And when I tried to explain that to him, he was really getting pissed off. Whether he's a Fed or not, he was getting really pissed off.
Like, he was. That's the thing. Like, he wouldn't say because it's the females. Like, he's still trying somehow to not be the bad guy here. But like, when you're rejecting it wholesale and using men as an example, he can't just go, well, no, we can't focus on that, because like you're treating men and women as equal here. It's like, this action against women is bad, this action against men is bad. We can't condone it just because it's a man saying it.
Which is crazy, because I'm like, the fuck, like, at least in my opinion, and I explained it in this video, mainly prisons, but a society in general, men deal with great more than women. And I stand by that. Hell, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, FBI, has a statistic stating that men are 60% more likely to deal with violent crimes than women in public. So where is
makes sense? We've got fewer defenders and we have more valuables.
agreed? So all these women talking about, oh, you know, we don't feel safe walking around at night, bitch. How about don't fucking walk around at night? Oh, problem solved. Oh my god. Oh, I can't go to the club at 2 o'clock in the morning. Well, maybe you shouldn't go to the club. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, like if you're gonna work the late night shift, you take the late night risks. And you got to do it.
Exactly. I'm the one that worked late night shifts when I was younger.
Yeah. Oh, so have I. Like I've walked home at 11, midnight, 1 a.m. I did that.
And believe me, it wasn't a good feel. Like I'm telling you right now, it wasn't a good feeling. I'm not saying I was paranoid, but I was definitely looking over my shoulder.
Okay, like the only being paranoid means that no one's out to get you. If you're a man out walking alone at night, it's like, yeah, there's a decent chance somebody would want this.
I'm assuming you were still looking over your shoulder like I was.
Oh yeah.
You will still, as a man, look over your shoulder. These women, they want to go around like, oh, you know, I'm a woman. The future is female, blah, blah, blah. Nobody could do anything to me. Then act all fucking shocked when they're wearing the most skimpiest of fucking clothes.
I guess for me, I don't leave the house unarmed, straight up. Like, ain't no open carry here, but I make sure I've always got at least a pocket knife on me.
Oh, believe me, I got something on me. Like today, I got something on me, but when I was younger, I did not. But it's just so fucking stupid as hell. Like, how? See, women that walks around in the middle of the night with the most skimpiest of clothes by themselves, nobody around them, is very similar, in my opinion, to a guy that has 20, 30 gold chains, has 2 Rolexes, and has $10,000 in their fucking wallet, in their pocket.
Nah, but that's the East calling it right there. No one buys you drinks at home. Precisely.
Agree. Like, you honestly think that the man ain't gonna get robbed? I will compare that to a woman that's pretty much not wearing anything in the middle of the night, and these sick fucks are going to try their best to take advantage of that.
Well, let's think. Wearing nothing. Here's the thing. Yeet. Trick, like riddle here. How can a woman walk around naked in the street and be perfectly safe?
She wouldn't. Honestly, like, I'm gonna keep it real. She wouldn't.
Think about Yeet. She can if she has
a man or
bingo.
Or some type of male figure role looking after her.
If she has a male escort.
Yeah. It's crazy that we're gonna have. It's crazy that we have to spell this out. Like, it is beyond crazy that we have to spell this out. Because I guarantee you, let me catch one of my female family members doing some dumb shit like that. It's not going to end well for them. I'm going to let you know right now. It's not. I ain't talking about no fucking intruder out in the public. They're going to have to deal with me. Because I ain't going to have no 304 running out and about carrying my motherfucking name. I'm serious. So that's the type of hole that, unfortunately, that's how it is. Great. Would you agree that men set these type of rules at least thousands of years ago in order to save women from themselves?
Well, let's be honest. We kind of had to set these rules. I'm agreeing, but we had to set these rules to save them from themselves because, well, see what happens when we don't give them rules. The instant we go, oh yeah, I trust you to make a smart decision, immediately makes a dumb decision.
I agree. If people need to understand, listen, when it comes to my family, at least if hypothetically, if I do get a girl and some children, I'm telling you right now, I'm not afraid to disown my kids. I'm not. I am not. What about you, Gray? Because personally, I am not afraid to disown the kids. Like, for example, if your kid decide to join OnlyFans or join the adult industry.
No, it's like, well, you better get your shit together because you ain't getting any more money from daddy. I ain't financing that shit.
Like I'm telling you right now, like personally, I definitely like I can't really strip the name off of her, but she would be pretty much stripped from the family. And I guarantee you, my wife will have nothing to say about it. Guaranteed. If she has morals, if she has values, she has principles and all that stuff that I taught her, she will not go against. She will not go against my decision.
Honestly, I'm not even trusting the morals. Like, look, here's the consequences. Fuck around and find out. Think I won't? Fucking try me.
Dad, what is FAFO? Oh shit. And Lego says, what if? No. I'm telling you right now, I'm just talking in a hypothetical sense, but based on how I grew up, based on how my family raised me, if you're gonna be on some bullshit when it comes to my adult children, why can't they be punished? Why can't they be punished? What say?
Because here's the thing: is like, look, remember, Annie, child services just requires that I make sure that you have a roof over your head and food in your gut. And if you're old enough to do OnlyFans, you ain't a child anymore. Now, maybe I can't starve you out, like without child services coming. Maybe I can't kick you out of the house if you're not 18. But do you think that you're going to get a new pair of clothes, shoes, bag, phone, anything ever again?
Hey, I'm gonna stop you, Brad. Don't be fucking ridiculous. Don't be stupid. Don't be fucking stupid.
Talk about the hypothetical.
Like, don't be dumb, bro. Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. You really think that my kids will not be cut off just because they want to be a hoe or want to be a drug dealer or they don't want to do shit with their fucking lives? They're not going to stain the family name, Brad. What do you have to say about that, Gray?
You got to do hypotheticals because, well, we don't got them. We're doing our best to make intelligent decisions so that if we get them, we'll actually have the authority. Because straight up, you know that we'll be hard pressed to have this kind of authority if we have our kids in the West.
Or what? You think men like me, Grey Ghost, Undead Chronic, etc., you really think that we're gonna accept some whole behavior from my daughter, or accept some nonchalant, lazy pieces of shit sons? Really? Really think we're gonna accept that? Really? If you think that we're gonna accept that type of behavior, I don't think you watch enough of our videos.
I mean, what are we supposed to do? Go out right now, knock a random bitch up, fast forward 18 years, come back and be like, here, see? She fucked around. Now she found out. She's kicked out of the house. Like, what,
Fuck
you're gonna
around
demand
and
proof?
find out. Fuck
You're gonna
around
demand,
and find out.
you're gonna demand proof that we back up what we're saying right now?
It's like he says that he was talking to NZ.
Oh,
I don't know if that was the case, but I saw that. I caught that very quickly. Okay, very fucking quickly.
all right.
Brad, I'm not these bitch ass niggas that you're used to. You really think that I'm going to let my kids slide being a piece of shit? Fuck no. Hell no. Nah, not even close. Yes, I said the N word. Ooh, what are you gonna do? You gonna sue me? Not Brad, but I'm talking about anybody in general.
Yeah, I know.
He's black. He can't say that. Like, shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
nah, no. There's a conversation between him and NZ Punch Lord going back.
I know. I just say I just caught what Brad said, and I just had to address it. I know Brad didn't mean any no harm, and if I sound aggressive, my apologies if I was too aggressive to Brad. But my point still stands. My point still stands. Whoever thinks that I'm being too harsh, you can get fucked.
That's the thing. Like, we're being harsh because we know the consequences, and we know the consequences of not establishing firm consequences.
Yeah, look what happened to Mia Khalifa. Look what happened to what's her name?
Riley
Who's the other
Reid.
girl? Yeah, look what happened to Riley Reid. Both of their families disowned them. Both of them. I'm telling you right now, it will be the same fate for my own daughter. It's just if she decides to go that route of like OnlyFans or the adult industry. Because once again, I'm rich. She's not. I repeat, I'm rich. She's not. Am I wrong with that analogy?
Well, no.
I don't think I'm wrong. I'm rich. I made the fucking money, not her. So if she wants to do her own thing and disobey everything that her father taught her to do, then she can go ahead and do her own thing. But guess what? I'm still rich. She's on the fucking street.
I think that we can probably put it down very simply as children are not entitled to their parents' money.
Agreed. Like how you say, even me, I'm close to 30. Not once since I moved out of my parents' place, I asked them for money. Not once. Not once. Because I understand in this adult world, the parents got the money, and it's separate. It's separate of where you get your money. Very separate. And once again, don't get me wrong. I got a great relationship with my parents. I got a phenomenal relationship with my parents. But I never had to beg them for money, beg them for clothes, beg them for this and that. I've not once had to do that.
Actually, August Land's got a good one there. Riley Reid's baby wants to disown her too.
Which one? Where?
The second from the third from the bottom.
Third from the bottom.
Yeah.
Third from the
August
bottom
Land.
is burritos. Hold up. Motherfucker, like, where you at? I can't even fucking see it at this point. Oh, hold up. Oh, can a brother get one baby? I can't tell you if you can have a baby or not, bro. It's up to you. Am I wrong, Gray?
Can a brother get a one baby? What?
I can't tell you to have a baby or not. I can't.
Can a brother get a one baby?
What does it mean?
Like when you say ones in the chat. Can a brother get a 1, baby period?
I thought he wanted one baby. Where's Brad? He says, I mean, I could actually put the name of the person I'm dressing, but I'm time poor, bro. Listen, I thought that what you were saying that was towards me and Ray. So we addressed it. It's all good. I didn't get the context, so that's my fault. But at the end of the day, what we say still stands. You're not in the wrong. You're not in trouble. I'm not trying to get at you, bro. But when I saw your comment, I feel that needed to be addressed. Would you agree, Gray?
At the very least, it's something to point out because, admittedly, yeah, it is hypotheticals we're talking about. But
do you want to continue this video to see how far it goes?
Do I want to? No. Do I feel that we should? Yes.
Why you gotta put me in the spot?
Dude, you realize that both of us are going to have to get scanned for brain cancer after this.
Why isn't Sir Eunice uploading anymore? What's going on? All right, let's go ahead and continue.
Man, what about all these female rappers that are bragging about, well, what's her face, the chick with the WAP song, talking about drugging guys and robbing them? Don't you think that's kind of the equivalent? Oh, just because they weren't raped by her. Fuck all that shit, my nigga.
I agree. I called her out on multiple occasions. You talking about Cardi B?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is females will not hold her accountable. So why should we don't want to scoop to their level, but we have bigger issues to focus on here.
I'm stopping it. But you can at least.
That is exactly what he's doing. Like, I'm not saying let's stoop to their level, but no, that's exactly what you meant. They're not holding women accountable, so let's not hold men accountable. That is the crux of your argument. But you don't want that to be your argument because you realize you sound like a fucking sociopath when you say
it. Mutiny says, I'm telling you, that's Angry MGTOW. That doesn't sound like Angry MGTOW. I'm gonna keep it real.
It could be Angry MGTOW with a better mic.
But even once again, I compared it myself. It didn't really sound like Angry MGTOW. The cadence, how he says words, etc. It didn't match.
Yeah. It might not be the same guy, but it sounds like the same sort of personality behind it.
That is true. I'll give you that one. Let's go ahead and see what else this motherfucker has to say.
I mean, we don't want to scoop to their level, but we have bigger issues to focus on here.
Yeah.
You can at least agree that. What'd you say?
Yeah. Let's just not. That's the thing. You can hear the sentences he wants to say, and then he realizes what he's about to say and backs off.
I was going to rip the motherfucker apart.
Yeah. Let's not hold men accountable. Let's not give them an inch. Let's not give them anything. Let's allow men to fuck around as vengeance. No, fuck you, Warlock.
I'm gonna address this right quick. The N words really make me uncomfortable. I'm no expert in that field, but I believe you don't do that unless you're comfortable with the person and not to strangers you just met in the internet.
Yeah.
All right, I can't really argue against that. He has a good argument. I agree.
Yeah,
once again, I'm gonna say nigga if I'm gonna say nigga, because first off, I'm black as fuck, so whatever. But I never met this person before in my life, and he said nigga in 3 different occasions. 3 different occasions. And he said it in the most cringiest way. So that's how I know that he is from the suburban community. That's how I know.
And that's even assuming that the dude's black. For all we know, this is a white guy saying it.
If he's black, I'm gonna whoop his ass. I'm being somewhat serious. If I find out that this dude that was talking mad shit and saying the N-word in the way that he said it, we gotta throw hands. We have to fight. I'm sorry. Because that is unacceptable. Your N-word pass will be revoked.
And given to a white dude.
All right, I'm gonna keep it real. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to a random white guy. Here, 24 hours. You can say the word. Oh shit! But yeah, Ash, he definitely makes a good point. Like the fact that I don't even know this dude, that he's addressing me in this manner, that's also a gigantic red flag.
Yeah. Again, like you'd swear it'd be like, dude, are you trying to get the channel demonetized? You're trying to get a strike on the channel because it sounds like you're trying to get a strike on the channel.
That's what I'm saying. Which it doesn't really work because I hope you know how many hip hop music videos says nigga.
Yeah, but you know YouTube's looking for an excuse to mess with you.
Did he say red pill?
Did he say Chad? Hey, the name Chad is now canceled. Chad is now officially a slur.
What is a see? Here's the crazy part. They flagged Chad, but not Tyrone. Why?
You know, we know why, but it's quite simple. It's because they're racist. They call other people racist, and they are racist.
I'm like, y'all going after like Chad and shit, but what about Tyrone, Pookie, Ray, Muhammad, Pedro, fucking what's the name in Canada? What name can I use for Canada?
Fuck, I don't know.
Michael? Is Michael coming?
The thing is, I did actually know a Mike who was kind of a Chad in like middle school, but
okay, I'll use Michael. Michael for Canada. Michael. That's what I'm saying, chat. And yes, when it comes to Muhammad, he said they will never touch Muhammad. Ali be his name. It's not even just that. Just Muhammad alone. He'll be more focused on praying at the mosque. Okay. He'll be praying all the haram to go away. Muhammad, he's that one guy that is trying his best to be pure.
Yeah. He goes to the temple, prays 3 times a day.
5 times.
Right. Prays 5 times a day, plus an extra one just in case. Reads the Quran before bed each night, and kisses his wife, who he absolutely married as a virgin. Then goes off to work and provide for his 7 kids.
You think that he's gonna be here messing around of haram? You think he's gonna be messing with haram, chat? Haram is haram. I'm sure you guys listened to Andrew Tate earlier. Haram. I don't give a fuck what you guys. I don't care what you guys got to say. Haram. But Sir Years, I read the Quran too. Haram. I can't keep a straight face. God damn it. I'm having too much fun with this. Too much fun. Look at him. Look at him. most of the women are 304s too. Well, they better not get caught. Aerodynamic. You know what happens to 304s in the Islamic countries, right?
Yeah,
I'm not
there's a
going to
reason. There's a reason that Mia Khalifa is in the States and not Afghanistan.
Yes, because believe me, if Mia Khalifa was in the Middle East, that's all I gotta say. I'm not even going to describe that. I'm sure you guys know. I'm not going to go too far. Mainly because of my YouTube. So, okay, let's see what Warlock has to say.
We have bigger issues to focus on here.
Well, you can at least agree that raping is wrong no matter what the gender is. Because you're taking advantage of somebody's body for your own pleasure and control. That is completely fucked, in my opinion.
I don't know, man. I don't know if you ever talked about hybristophilia or Stockholm syndrome or dark triad.
That's what pissed, bro. I was fuming.
He can't even admit that it's wrong, and then he's trying to get into like again, and then he freaking tangents into, well, what if they want? It's like, okay, then it would be consensual, and like that's what freaking BDSM is for, people. If you are into that shit, you role play that shit out between consenting adults.
I'm sorry, but if it was in person and then he tried to give me those type of excuses, we got to scrap.
Whereas for me, it's like I'm debating like, do I walk away or do I go away for murder 2 at this point?
Because the way that he tries to justify it, it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I've never even I never even dealt with this type of thought. I never had to deal with this type of thought process. That's the best way I can say it. I've never really had to deal with this type of situation.
Like this dude is basically the textbook. Like, he's almost like a parody of what feminists think men are.
Agreed.
If you told me that this dude was a feminist LARPing as a red pillar, that would make far more sense than this current dude.
Oh, way more sense. But let's go ahead and see what else he has to say.
Traits and shit, but there's a lot of females out here that actually are frustrated because guys are moving further and further away from what the Charlatan guy is talking about. Because females are out here complaining more that guys don't pursue anymore, and as we should not do that because of all the potential punishments that we face. But all I'm saying is, saying more that
this dude is comparing drugging girls and then running trains on them to approaching them.
Right.
Okay.
It is beyond fucked. It is so fucked.
Like never in my life have I thought, oh, hey, that girl's kind of cute. Should I talk to her, get to know her? Should I maybe like see who her friends are? I was like, nah, I'll spike her cigarettes and then call up my homies to run a train. Yeah, that's the perfect introduction right there.
That's the sick fucks that we have to deal with in 2023, man. Actually, it's not even 2023 because you said that he did it in the 90s or 80s. The Charleston white guy. So he did it long ago. I was just a kid. Shut the fuck up.
Just think.
It's crazy, bro. But let's go ahead and continue to see what else he has to say.
That guys don't pursue anymore, and as we should not do that because of all the potential punishments that we face. But all I'm saying is, females fantasize about that, and many of them, not all, but no guy ever fantasized about being raped in the family court. That's just fucked. And I think that's a bigger issue.
My thing is, just because they fantasize doesn't mean they consent. They got some weird. Do you agree?
Yeah, it's fucking horrendous analogy to make, and regardless of that, I'd point out that again, I'd point to that one video of that dude who literally goes to the woman's house. She opens the door. He's already on his knees, fistful of cash out. She allows him to kiss her feet once and then slams the door in his face. So I guarantee you, there are some guys out there, not many, but there are some guys out there who fantasize about getting absolutely humiliated, cucked, and financially screwed over by a woman.
But it's crazy that this guy is going that far in order to prove his point. Let me play one more time.
That's just fucked. And I think that's a bigger issue. Females are out here complaining more that guys don't pursue anymore, and as we should not do that because of all the potential punishments that we face. But all I'm saying is, females fantasize about that, and many of them, not all, again, not all, but no guy ever fantasized about being.
That really does not excuse. Does not excuse rape at all.
No.
At all. And I want somebody to try to disagree with me. Be my fucking guest. I really want somebody to try to disagree with me. Let's go ahead and continue.
Raped in the family court. That's just fucked. And I think that's a bigger issue.
My thing is, just because they fantasize doesn't mean they consent. They got some weird, some type of fetish bullshit, but regardless, no means no. Or if they got put on the influence, like what Charleston White said, they laced a cigarette with some cocaine, where they are just fucking out of it, and then the boys come out of nowhere, out of the closets and shit, to do their little train thing. That is beyond fucked up. And honestly, I'm surprised Charleston White is still walking about. I'm still surprised. He will be taken. I'm telling you, I'm just saying. How can you say like you cannot argue against that? I guess you can say that there's bigger issues at hand, okay, on a societal level, okay, sure. But when it comes to men and women giving consent or not, I do not want to be a part of society where people are trying to justify being taken advantage of, man or woman. Do you disagree? Great. Do you disagree?
Oh. No, because if it's a society like that, then I want my ass out of there. Like a society that justifies that kind of stuff, like men have gone to war over less.
Right. I don't want to be part of any type of community or society that condones rape. I repeat, I do not want to be part of a community or society that condones rape. That type of action will alter a person's life forever. Forever. Taking advantage of another person. Which is why I'm a big advocate about it. Would you say, Gray?
We're already at the point where we're just trying to get guys to admit that there is that kind of problem in the public school system.
Oh, shit. Oh, it's a female teacher, so we should have nothing to worry about. That type of fucking nonsense.
Yeah. Like, we're struggling hard enough to try to like just get people in general to admit that it's straight up wrong.
Agreed. Let's go ahead and continue this video.
Look, Yudis, I understand where you're coming from because, with the recent FBI thing, trying to persecute us and shit, and try to ban the red pill. There's a lot of eyeballs on us. I understand. We want to portray ourselves as clean and shit. But do you really believe that?
I'm not. The fact that he's the one that brought the FBI was the biggest red flag of all.
But do you really believe that?
What do you mean?
That's the thing. Like that's the quote that he says right there. But do you really believe that? Like, yeah. Like, this ain't fucking new. This is not suddenly cleaning up our fucking act because now we know that they're onto us. Like, no. Been very consistently against this kind of shit since day one.
It's fucking pathetic in my opinion. Like, also, the person that's bringing up the 3-letter agency, I'm coming on to you. Why would you bring that up out of nowhere? Why would you bring up the FBI? Smells like glowy to me. Let's go ahead and continue. I'm not portraying anything. I'm not portraying anything whatsoever. Why would I want to be in a society where people talk about, brag about all that other crazy shit of taking advantage of another person? Like, and I'm talking about sexually. I would not want to be a part of a community like that. That is beyond fucked up, in my opinion. If it's consent, whatever. But if it's not consensual, that is completely fucked. That's completely fucked. It's not just women going through that; it's men as well.
All right. Well, that's all I had to say. I still think that it's I don't want to say blue pill, but it's kind of like a very light red pill that you're.
What the fuck is he talking? See?
Not like you don't do it. Now he's trying to fucking shame you to be like harder. Like, if condoning this dude, if not going after dudes who openly brag about this kind of stuff, if that's what red pill is nowadays, I don't want to be fucking part of it. Straight up.
Agreed. This dude's talking about, oh, let me go ahead and do this and do that to make sure that you look bad. What else you say?
Something that it's I don't want to say blue pill, but it's.
Oh yeah, he wants to call me blue pill. Chat. He wants to call me blue pill.
Blue pill for not letting a dude off the hook. Or that's the thing. We can't even properly talk about it because YouTube.
The fact that I hold men accountable. This guy's come up in here talking about I'm blue pill. Like, are you stupid or are you dumb? Like, you think that shit's gonna shake me? You think that I'm just gonna change my mind? Oh, okay, maybe you wouldn't.
Oh, okay. Some random dude with no reputation wants to call me blue pilled because I dared call out a man for being a criminal.
Agreed. And let's go ahead and finish out this stream. Let's go ahead and play it real quick.
It's kind of like a very light red pill that your mindset is on right now. I think if you talk to more based guys that are out there on Rumble and McCowdog TV, where it's more safe to talk about this shit, I'm pretty sure they would have a different opinion.
Well, I'll school those motherfuckers, because if they have any other different opinion about consent or not, then they definitely have some fucking issues that they need to take care of in private.
All right, man. Well, that's all I had to say. Enjoy the show. I still think that you're not going far enough. But, hey, good luck with everything else, my nigga.
All right.
Yeah.
I cut him off immediately.
So far as I'm concerned, like, If I see that dude in my chat, he's fucking banned.
Yes, ban him immediately because he is condoning raping of women, which is so fucked. So fucked. Not even funny. And then he wants to end it. Oh, hope I talk to you again, my nigga. Like, he doesn't even say it right. So, hell to the fucking no, I'm not going to talk to you again. Because you gave off 300 fucking flags, more flags than a Chinese parade of what I did do and what I did not do. I don't know where. I don't even know this motherfucker. And the fact that he says that, hey, I watch your channel all the time, and then turn around and say, oh, you support just pro things? What the fuck? So you clearly don't watch my shit. Clearly. And that wasn't the only one. There was more stuff, but anything to say about that?
Nah. No, honestly.
Hey, chat. If you want to support your boy Sirius, link on top of the chat, Cash App /Sirius. Any donations appreciated if you feel that my content is worthy of your investment. Thank you very much. I see that Chronic is going to be on in a couple minutes, so we're going to end it right now. Do you have anything else to say, Gray?
Fuck this dude 1,000,000 times over.
I'll times it to 1 billion. But it's your boy Sirius. Thank you for watching our stream tonight, and thank you for also the big participation that you guys have as well, because I've seen a lot of activity in the live chat. And lastly, hopefully you enjoy the gems that we dropped on you guys. I will see you guys on Chronic Stream. We are out. Peace.
Peace out.